As a kid, I tended to get injured a lot. I don't know, I feel like it was just because I was very active when I was little. When I was a kid, I didn't have an iPod or tablet or whatever like most kids have these days. Nope, I just had the clothes on my back. So I spent most of my time outside, which usually caused some bumps, bruises, cuts, scratches, or whatever you want to call it happen. And when that happened, it usually ended up like this. No! Why? I'm too young to die. This was my favorite arm. Why does it have to be like this? Dude, you realize it's like just a scratch, right? Shut up, this is my video. And that's what always happens, I think. These days, I look at my scars and just think, wow, I was an idiot. I've had a scar on my right knee for 8 years now, and how I got it was, well, pretty stupid. So when I was 5 or 6, pretty much everyone I knew around my age knew how to ride a bike. And I was pretty bummed considering I was the only kid that didn't know how to ride one. Sometimes people tell me how they knew how to ride a bike at a very young age. Like, heck, I started riding a bike when I was like 8, like what the heck? But I think that was just average for young kids. Maybe I was just a slow learner. Anyway, so instead of riding a bike, I just ran, like everywhere. One time I was at a summer camp and my brother and his friend were riding bikes up the slightly tilted rocky road, and I ran behind them. So they obviously blew by me and I was left there. I then walked up to see them and I saw my brother's friend going down the hill. So I just ran down the hill. But while I was running down, since I was going down pretty fast, I tripped. I hit the ground pretty hard, and I had a giant cut on my right knee that was oozing blood like everywhere. For the next couple of weeks after that, I started to scratch at the scab, and it formed into a scar that will never go away. Oh wait, there's more. This one time in class, I was sitting next to my friend James. Now, for starters, James's skin tone can get red for some reason. You know what I mean? Like, for some reason his skin gets red, I have no idea why. So in class, I just looked at him and thought, hey, I'm gonna make my skin like that. Now first off, that's a really stupid thought, like what the heck? So I proceeded to scratch my left hand, to the point where my skin was ripped open. For the rest of the day, I kept thinking of how stupid that was and regretted my decision. And guess what? I started picking at it as a scab. Yep, so now every time I look at my left hand, I'm going to be reminded of how stupid I am. Oh no, it gets worse. Now, this isn't exactly a self-inflicted scar, it happened from my friend Nolan. Well, it wasn't all him, it was kinda my fault too. So this one day last year, I was sitting in math class, and Nolan and I were just working on some math stuff. If I remember, I bumped him in the arm or something, and then Nolan just bumped back. It turns out that I had a pencil in my hand at the moment, and the sudden jolt jerked my arm back and stabbed the pencil into my left leg. The pencil literally went through my pants and stabbed my leg. Now, it wasn't like lodged in my leg or anything, but it hurt. So after a couple of weeks, I had a little black dot on my leg. There's no lead in me, it just left a mark. So now it's stuck there forever. And that's how scars work. You get cut, then it may get worse. Congrats, buddy, you have a mark on your body forever. But maybe you could think scars are cool, like have a scar on your cheek or something. And yeah, I understand why, but I just see them as a reminder of how clumsy I was in the past. So yeah, I guess scars are pretty cool.